Hello, hello. I'm working on a bigger video right now. I'm trying to do better at editing and making good content, but it's not quite ready yet. But I still want to put something out just to, have something out there because it probably won't be done until Friday or Saturday. So instead, here is a little bit of a news roundup on some of the stuff that has been going on with Overwatch. So first up on the agenda, we have nerfs to Illari that will be coming on Thursday once he gets introduced into competitive play. Now, these specific nerfs will be targeting her healing pylon as well as her ultimate, and a lot of people have been very mixed on whether she needs a nerf or not. And I will say, I think healing pylon definitely needs a nerf. It is basically a placeable mercy pocket. It's absolutely insane how strong the ability is. You could make healing pylon a playable hero and it would be viable. Like, sure, it wouldn't be good, but it's still just a mercy pocket level of healing. So you add like a few little adjustments to the pylon, you could just walk around as a tiny little pylon and pocket your DPS and just be very small and hard to hit. Like, it would be a viable strategy. And I feel like that's really funny that the ability is just that effective at healing people. So pylon getting nerfed, completely fine. Her ultimate is also going to be getting nerfed as well, which I'm a bit more mixed on. I don't think it needs to be nerfed that much. The only thing I would want them to do is to make the projectile actually get blocked by barriers instead of going straight through them. For the one fact that the ultimate already gives her the ability to fly. She can just fly over most every barrier in the game to get a clean shot with her ultimate, so it wouldn't do that much to her negatively, but it would just feel less weird to play against. You couldn't just throw it directly through a Reinhardt barrier without any repercussions. Instead, you'll just have to fly up a bit before firing it off, and then that opens up a lot more room for counterplay and trying to kill the Illari out of it. Yeah, there were some leaked changes, and it was basically that of course pylon would have less healing and captive sun would get blocked by barriers, I believe, and also the slow would be reduced and the time that the sunstruck debuff lasts for, which is just the thing where if you take 100 damage or whatever, you'll explode. That was getting its duration nerfed as well, but since then they've actually lessened the nerfs apparently, so all of that's kind of outdated, so there's no use in talking about it. But it definitely feels like healing pylon will be what is getting the majority of the nerfs in this situation. Next up, talking about funny things people were talking about. A very easy top 500 this season for the start of season. So this isn't anything new. This is something that kind of happens at the start of every season, but in this case it was so extreme that it was actually kind of funny. So with this update, Blizzard increased the amount of games you needed to win to get eligible for top 500 from 25 wins to 50 wins. However, what they didn't do was increase the amount of time before top 500 becomes available. So what happened was, if you played your 50 games, if you were Diamond 5, you would get top 500, because just nobody had managed to complete 50 games before the leaderboard was actually made available. So for top 500, just because so little time has passed and people have not had time to play, about 100 games of Overwatch to try and get to their 50 wins, top 500 for tanks starts at Diamond 3 right now. For damage, it starts at Masters 3, and for support, it starts at Masters 3 as well. So especially if you just don't want to do anything for a couple of days and you're in, high mid diamond, you could just grind out a ton of games and get into top 500 right now. Or if you did just want, a picture on the leaderboard, there's top 500 combined, which starts at Diamond 3, because only 5 people in the entirety of Overwatch have completed enough games to get eligible for top 500 combined. Of course, top 500 combined requires you to have 50 games won on each role. So that's why there's only 5 people on it. The one thing about this is that there is actually a restriction on how high your rank needs to be for you to get into top 500, and that is Diamond 5. So if you're below Diamond 5, even if you have, 50 games won on every role, you still won't be on the leaderboard because you have to be at least Diamond 5 to get onto it. That's especially why very early on the top 500 pages were like only 5 or 17 pages long instead of 50, just because of that restriction of you have to be at least Diamond 5 in order to actually make the top 500. On top of that, there's also a weird bug where for some reason accounts are duplicated in top 500 unless this person just has two nearly identical accounts. But yeah, Light seems to have both rank 1 and rank 2 at the same time on the exact same account. If you look at them, these accounts are identical, and for some reason it's listed as both being rank 1 and rank 2. So yeah, the last thing to cover is the new Overwatch League skins, because Overwatch League will be starting up again soon, so people can just AFK grind it for tokens. They added a bunch of Reinhardt skins, and they are very cool. They have basically taken a SOP skin, which is the prideful Reinhardt skin, and then just given it recolors for every single Overwatch League team, which I think is really cool. I would love to see them do this with more skins for more characters, because one, the Overwatch League skins are technically free. You just have to, you know, AFK grind Overwatch League for a while to get one of them, but it just gives you some really cool looking color options for a legendary skin. I already like the Overwatch League skins just because you can get, you know, the default look for heroes, but with some very unique color schemes. And if they're going to do that for legendary skins as well, even if it's just one per character, that's really cool. Again, a lot of cool skins, and I really want to see them do more of this, because imagine something like the Symmetra skin. Imagine this Symmetra skin, but with different color schemes. It would look absolutely incredible. But yeah, Overwatch League starts up again this Saturday, so you can go grind for your Overwatch League tokens then if you really want one of the cool new Reinhardt skins. Top 500 is still available if you just have the time to grind it out. By this point, it is kind of a lot higher than what a lot of people would be able to do now that, you know, support and damage are both around mid-masters. So even if you were to start grinding by the time you are able to actually finish playing 100 games of Overwatch, it'll probably be high masters, low GM maybe at that point. But top 500 combined, very available. If you're above Diamond and you want to play about 300 games of Overwatch to get qualified for combined top 500, then you can. And then the last thing is Illari being nerfed. She deserves it. It shouldn't be too bad, honestly. So yeah, that was everything to cover in this video. Better videos should be coming soon. I just don't want to go too long without uploading anything. And yeah, until next time, see ya.